I thought I heard something. This place draws few visitors, I fear. And who might you be?
I am Agnés Oblige, Vestal of the Wind.
Oh, little Agnés, is it? My, how you have grown, child. You were scarce more than a little sprout when your predecessor brought you here. Now look at you, a fine woman you've become. Why the long face? If there is anything this feeble old man can do for you, name it.
He hasn't changed a bit. Sage, Agnés's Vestal garb has become threadbare.
Oh, a Vestal garb, you say? Let me take a closer look. Yes, this should be easy to patch up.
Sage, do you remember me at all?
Yes, I remember you well. This is the third time, after all. But perhaps you might call it the first. Still, I remember you all too well.
The third time? What do you...
Of course. Let me put it this way. Which world are you from, Agnés?
What?
Well, you'd better come inside. Now then, I was about to pour some tea for us, but I fear this may not be the time for sitting quietly with a hot brew.
Sage.
Are you aware I was a founder of the organization that became the Duchy of Eternia?
Yes.
Then you know of Lord de Rosso?
We do.
And are you familiar with the circumstances that led Lord de Rosso and me to build that organization? Not to worry. Well then, Agnés.
Yes.
You must decide who is your most trustworthy ally. Then travel to the nearby cave with them. You will find it to the southwest of here. Once inside, I will tell you all I know. I will also give you your Vestal garb there. You should understand your situation better once we are done. I shall go on ahead. I would advise you to heed my words. You must bring only one ally with you. Your other companion should wait outside the cave. I shall see you soon.
It seems the sage knows something of our predicament.
But why can only two of us go?
Who knows what that old man is thinking?
Who do you think I should choose?
Well, I guess... you have to make your own choice, Agnés. Remember the sage's words. You have to decide who you trust most, Agnés.
Do I count as well? I'm going with Agnés either way.
Wait, I think it should be me. You need a man who knows how to look after a woman. I would die for you, Agnés. Of course, I would die for you too, Idia.
So I play second fiddle to her, huh? Whatever.
The jealousy of a woman spurned is so endearing.
Oh, shut up, Ring-a-Bell. I'm not jealous at all.
As calm as ever, I see. It would have been nice to see you blush, at least.
What am I to do?
Like I said, just make the decision yourself, Agnés. What?
Nothing. Can I see you outside, Tiz?
Huh? Oh, sure.
Hey, don't mess up, lover boy.
What? Stop giving me a hard time.
What about me?
So, what is it?
Do you remember what I said to you right around the time we met, Tiz? I said I would like you to join me.
Yes, I remember.
And you have stayed at my side this whole time, through journeys far and wide. So, I think I would like you to be the one to come with me. Will you do it?
I feel the same. I remember the promise I made. I'll never forget it. Not till my dying day. I've come this far with you. I've stuck with you until now. You will always be a ray of hope to me.
Tiz.
So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'd be honored to go with you.
Thank you. It seems I have come to trust you more than any other since that day.
"'Tis a shame, Agnés, but Tiz has a kind heart, and I know he will take good care of you. That I guarantee. Tiz, I am counting on you to escort Agnés with the utmost care."
I don't think he needs any advice from you, Ring-a-Bell. It's not fair! I thought I was your perfect partner, Agnés! And now you're leaving me behind? How could you? After all we've been through? I am sorry, Aerie. I hope you can understand. Stop acting like a brat and give them a proper seeing off, Aerie. Go on, get going already.
We'll be back soon.
Take your time.
Divine Glow!
There you are. Ah, so this is the one you have chosen. I envy him. You make a fine pair. Were I 1,880 years younger, I would gladly have taken your hand in his stead, Agnés.
1,880?
Yeah. Beside that, please tell what you know.
Yes, that is why we have come to you, Sage.
Do you understand what I meant when I said it was the first time we had met? You are not originally of this world. That is why we meet for the first time.
Yes. Sage, earlier you said this may be the third time we have come in contact. What did you mean by that?
Your only memory of me is when you were brought here by the previous Vestal, correct, Agnés?
That's right. I came with the Mother Vestal and Olivia when I was but a young girl.
However, I have met another who looked exactly as you do now.
What?
It was a very long time ago. More than 1,800 years, in fact.
1,800 years?
Just how old are you, Sage?
Me? I have lived almost 1,900 years.
1,900 years?
No cause for surprise. Lord De Rosso is 500 years my senior. We were once mortal enemies, he and I. I was High Inquisitor of the Crystal Orthodoxy. He was an immortal who led those seeking to thwart us. We crossed swords on the field of battle dozens of times. In our final battle, the fighting went on for over 100 days, a true struggle to the death. With both forces decimated, the two of us met in combat, each determined to land the killing blow or die trying. At that moment, an angel appeared before us. This wounded angel was a beautiful young woman who looked exactly like you, Agnés. Both Lord De Rosso and I were mesmerized, and before we knew it, we cast our swords aside and went to her aid. She had lost her light, and her wings were broken and severed. We knew she was beyond saving. We were only with the angel a short time. To Lord De Rosso and I, who mark our lives in centuries, it seemed little more than an instant now. But this moment changed both of our lives dramatically. With the last of her fading strength, she spoke to us. Of the crystal's secrets and of their dangers.
Dangers?
I was a man of the cloth, and Lord De Rosso was one who opposed my religion. The truths we learned that day shook the very foundations of all we had both believed in.
What did the angel tell you?
The crystals have existed since well before both the Orthodoxy and the Old Faith. The Vestals do not draw the favor of the crystals by right. This title was merely given by those of the faith to ones who had this gift. Originally, it was thought that mankind should not come in contact with the crystals. Attitudes towards the crystals only changed among the people after the teachings of crystalism spread.
What do you mean that we should not come in contact with them?
Unleashing the power of the crystals without due care can destroy the borders, opening the door to the harrowing. There have been warnings about this since before recorded history. The angel confirmed there was truth to these warnings.
What is this harrowing?
I have spent the last 1,800 years trying to find out, but as yet I am still in the dark. The true nature of the harrowing is shrouded in mystery.
Is the great chasm that opened in Kaldisla not the harrowing?
The Great Chasm is merely an omen of it. It was one of the events the angel spoke of. I cannot say if the harrowing results from the Great Chasm opening up, drawing in darkness, then spewing it forth, or it may point to the tainting of the seas, the wind stopping, the volcanoes erupting.
In a previous world, we awakened the four crystals and calmed the fury of nature. Then we summoned the holy pillar to close the great chasm.
You may have acted in the belief that what you did would help. However, the path you have taken to this point aligns perfectly with the path to the harrowing prophesied by the angel.
The path to the harrowing?
Do you plan to awaken the crystals again? If so, you would do well to heed what I have said. Always question how the actions you take will affect the world around you.
We will.
Thank you for hearing me out. It is a remarkable resemblance, Agnés, you and the angel. Speaking with you has brought the memories of 1,800 years ago back as vividly as if they were yesterday.
Sage.
At this rate, I shall be compelled to clasp you to my breast and plant a kiss upon your lips. I shall now set forth on a journey. You have filled me with the passion of youth for the first time in many years. Why do you look upon me with such a piteous gaze? I may have lived 1,900 years, but I am not ready to lay down and die yet. You two youngsters should go back to your friends. Here, I have repaired your Vestal garb.
Thank you, Sage. Thank you very much.
Of course. I wish you good health, Agnés.
What do you think of the Sage's story, Tiz?
To be honest, I'm even more confused than before.
I have to agree. I get the feeling he has not told us the full story.
But why would he leave us in the dark?
He either did so for good reason, or because there was something he was unwilling to share.
Either way, he sure is an old lech, huh?
You are not wrong there.
Anyway, let's go meet up with the others. Braev.
There they are!
Sorry for the wait.
That old fart hasn't filled your head with strange thoughts, has he, Agnés? No need to worry, Eri. Agnés had Tiz to look after her after all.
Yeah, well...
You two are quite the pair. I envy you.
That's what the sage said.
Did he now? I am not surprised. He and I did have a few things in common, to be sure.
That's enough out of you, Ring-a-Bell. You showed skill making it to our central command, Vestal. But unfortunately for you, you won't get any further if I can help it. I'll have you know I'm in top form today. Now you'll see just how helpless you are before me.
I bid you, Victoria, unleash your full power. Spare nothing.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I'll have my fun, then close in for the kill. Flee if you can, wretches. Off you go! Why so quiet? Teeth chattering too much? How ungainly.
Enough! You'll only hurt yourself in this rate!
You finally speak and it's out of concern for me? You need to learn your place, sniveling worms.
It happened! Victoria!
Victor, I can't breathe.
Alas, you've grown more unstable than I had feared. We must seek treatment at once!
Victor!
Silence, if you please. She would likely perish if we were to disturb her now.
It's happening again.
Again? What do you mean?
Oh, I was just thinking out loud.
Allow me to tell you a story, if I may. Once upon a time, in a place not of this land, there was an orphan child suffering an incurable disease. Her name was Victoria. Though still a child, she was abhorred by those around her due to her affliction, as the orthodoxy cast her aside.
Huh? The orthodoxy?
She was taken in and raised by the orthodoxy soon after her birth.
This is new.
She simply waited upon her inevitable demise, all the while gasping in pain and despair. Then, a chance meeting changed her life. On death's door and abandoned, she was found by the Grand Marshal, who wandered the lands after renouncing the orthodoxy himself. He took her to Yuliana, nursed her to health, then brought her to this realm for treatment.
My father did this?
How can you not know, as his daughter?
He never spoke a word of this.
Were it not for his lordship, her fragile life would have soon been snuffed out. I was pulled from my studies on the Earth Crystal to treat her. With the help of my father, who studied the amplification of white magic, she survived. But the treatment was not yet perfected, and she was left with terrible side effects. She suffers from periodic fits, which cause her body to writhe in pain. Her dread of these fits eventually caused her to lose all control over her emotions. But perhaps the most significant side effect was the cessation of her physical growth. Since my father and I began her treatment here, she has always had the childlike form you see.
If she is in such pain, how can you force her to use her powers?
I do not need you to tell me that. After the death of my father, I took over his research and have poured my heart into healing her body. But I could not relieve her agony, no matter how I tried. Each time her tiny form is racked with pain, I ask myself, knowing the result, would I still have intervened as I did? But ever is my answer the same. As long as I draw breath, I will see that she does too. No matter how she suffers, I'll not allow her to die. She is both my crime and my redemption. My ego, my joy. I dedicate my entirety to her, and know no greater pleasure.
What nonsense. I mean, really, Victor, that was so boring and really long, too.
Forgive me, Victoria. How do you fare now?
Back to my old self, but I don't think I could take another one of those fits. Now, let's take care of these fools once and for all.
Stop it! What is the point of us fighting?
The point, you ask? Because you disgust me, Adia.
What?
That is reason enough to fight, no? I wish to see your corpses flayed before me, fools!
Sacred light!
What do you mean I disgust you? I don't remember doing anything to you.
But of course you don't. You have your health and blood relatives that care for you deeply. You live a life of comfort with many friends and teachers. And yet, despite these blessings, you rebelled. How can you display such arrogance, Adia? I find your very existence offensive.
I fail to see how that is justified!
Is that right? You have no concept of the suffering of us have-nots. Justified or not, I despise you! Why don't you just roll over and die now? to say, I really hate you. You wouldn't let me die, though I suffered so. But now, finally, I'm free. Free of this pain.
No, I will not let you go. If I'm to die, my soul, it shall join you.
Fine. I suppose there's no getting rid of you.
Thank you, Victoria. Sweet Victoria.
Father,
So you have come then. This is the Wind Vestal, I take it? Younger than I expected.
I am indeed Agnés Oblige, the Wind Vestal. I did not expect to face you again like this.
Again, you say?
It does not matter. I do not intend to go against all the ideals you hold. But your hatred of the Crystal Orthodoxy and oppression of Crystallists I cannot forgive. Why do you use force against them? Was discussion not an option? Do your ideals include spreading the flames of war, causing many innocent people to suffer?
You did what you did to save Mother, right?
Enough, Itia! You clearly do not understand my motives.
I don't?
I lost faith in the Orthodoxy 20 years ago. The same year that the Great Plague swept through all of Luxembourg. The plague made its fury felt even here in Eternia, and many people died. But there was a way to stop it. By using the Earth Crystal to amplify the effects of white magic, the plague could have been eliminated. But my pleas to use this option fell on deaf ears time after time. Instead, the Orthodoxy sealed off the roads, letting the plague decimate village after village. They claim to be our savior, yet leave people to die by the thousands just to save themselves.
So you took action, Father?
But the corruption of the Orthodoxy is trivial compared to the great secret of the crystals.
Secret?
When I left the Orthodoxy and met the Sage Yuliana, I was taught the secret of the crystals. If misused, the crystals could bring about the end of the world.
What? What are you talking about? The crystals are the light of humanity delivered through the prayers of the Vestals through the ages!
You are not wrong. But that is merely one facet of the crystals, Wind Vestal. I could not entrust crystals with the power to end all existence to the Orthodoxy, whose only interest is self-preservation. Then, my worst fears came true. 15 years ago, the leaders of the Orthodoxy attempted the Grand Ritual for the sole purpose of enhancing their prestige.
The Grand Ritual? Surely not. The Orthodoxy would never use the power of the crystals in such a selfish manner.
Our report suggested the Earth Crystal was extremely unstable by that point. If the Grand Ritual were conducted, Eternia could have faced destruction.
So you attacked the headquarters of the Orthodoxy and the Temple of Earth to stop this Grand Ritual, Father?
However, we were too late. By the time we got there, the Grand Ritual was already underway. Because of this, the Earth Crystal has been leaking power for the past 15 years.
So you prevented a crisis by tapping its power for the medical arts.
You finally understand. There may have been another way, I admit. But my feelings for my hometown and wife likely spurred me toward this solution. Wind Vestal, your awakening of the crystals may have edged us toward the heroine.
You have it wrong! We awakened the crystals to save the world from the harrowing!
That is merely the Orthodoxy's view. I do not know what deceit lies behind it. I cannot allow those who act without proper understanding to tamper with the crystals. I won't waste my breath discussing it further!
Father!
a bit of love?
Braev!
Mother!
So, you have come.
I'm sorry, Braev. This is all my fault.
Do not be absurd. This is hardly your doing.
Braev.
Wind Vestal. With these wounds, I shall never wield a blade again. I entrust the crystal to the Vestal. I have said my piece. Now it is for the Vestal to decide. I trust you will make the right decision. Do not summon the Pillar of Light. You must not.
Braev!
It's okay. He has lost consciousness, but swift treatment should save his life.
You look calm, Medea. It's as if you've grown up all at once. I do not blame you, you know. You must follow the path you believe is right, just as your father has done. Wind Vestal.
Yes.
You are not bound by the words of my husband. But do not discount them either. You are the last surviving Vestal. You are the hope that guides our people. Do not follow one belief blindly. Hear what others have to say before making your decision.
I will take your words to heart.
Thank you. You should go then.
Look after Father, Mother.
I will, of course.